Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, Pisceans, let's go ahead and leap on into a story. I want to use, I got to decide which deck. Okay. There's indecisiveness in me. I want two things, but I have to start with one. So, maybe that factors in. We've got a Four of Wands. Oh, this starts out with a balanced energy. It starts out with possibly, this can be anything from a life that is becoming very fruitful. The amount of energy we put out, we receive the equal energy back from, and it's creating this wonderful sense of abundance, stability, true contentment, and happiness. This can also be a relationship, a marriage. Usually, I look at this as less of a marriage of, like the law, and more like a marriage of the spirit, the souls. And so we may have two people wanting to plan a life together equally. They both want this the same way. The Hierophant, that's okay. Now we have a marriage of the actual law. This is, I know here we actually see somebody that's having to stand before a judge and like face a judge to receive punishment, but instead the Hierophant is actually, it's bodies of authority. But the Hierophant can oftentimes represent the legality aspect of marriage. So we have the marriage of the soul and the spirit combining with the marriage of legality. Then we have a Nine of Wands. This kind of looks like what started out really beautiful does have a bit of a twist here. There is something fragile in this, and a little disconcerting, yet there is this desire to fight for this and give it one more real go. I thought at first it was like two people that are just saying, you know what, we're meant to be, I can't wait to be married to you. But now it almost hints that two characters may be, or one character might be thinking about giving marriage a whirl again after they thought, I don't want to do that again. I already know how ugly it can go if it goes wrong, but something is changing somebody's mind. They're starting to think, maybe I would do it all over again. Hold on, that wasn't a shuffle. That was me knocking a couple of cards off the top of this deck with my clumsy arm. We have an Emperor. I'm inclined to say, I think that either someone is going to be crazy about our Pisces, or our Pisces is finally contemplating, maybe I would consider getting married. Maybe I would consider this whole love thing again, as long as it was with an emperor, which makes perfect sense. Of course, why would we ever? High level of commitment requires a high level of like caliber person to be with. We got a Nine of Swords, and it is in the reverse. So, to me, that's looking like someone who says, I'm not really scared of it after all. Maybe because when we think about marriage, it can be really scary because it's a big jump. But if it's with the right person, that fear isn't there. Just like if somebody said, "Oh, climb up this ladder," and the ladder was on unsteady ground, it would be like, "Ee." Whereas if we know that the ladder is very stable, it's a good A-frame, maybe we have somebody holding it down at the bottom, our confidence level in climbing that ladder suddenly goes really high, right? We're very comfortable all of a sudden. That's basically what we're seeing. We have a Knight of Cups, we have an Ace of Pentacles. I think that there is somebody out there that's making Pisces think this could be a hottie with a naughty body. They could be Silver Fox. We've got the salt and pepper look. This is somebody who's very secure in themselves. They know who they are. They know what they want. This person could be quite well off, quite well to do. They may be someone who has created a life of somewhat of a luxurious life for themselves. And that it's not that Pisces is looking at this person going, oh, wow, they're rich. So, okay, I'll marry that person. No, no. It's like somebody who has a dedication to build something of consequence in their life that takes a level of dedication, right? And good planning and consistency and hard work. And I think that Pisces is looking at that person saying, I see who they are. I see what they've accomplished. I didn't think when I was thinking in the past that maybe I was nervous about love, or I promised myself I'd never get married. I didn't think about, but what if the person I could marry would be someone who would be very stable, very secure, Well, that's a whole different ball game all of a sudden. And I really think that Pisces is like they're unfurling, their heart is opening up. They're actually wanting to I want to do this little come hither. They're kind of wanting this character to come toward them now. And I wonder if in the past Pisces would have been like, I really don't even want anybody to be hitting on me right now. I'm not looking for anyone. I'm content. I don't want anyone. And now it's like Pisces is realizing it feels to me like Pisces is going to be the one whose heart wants to sing that song to draw somebody in. Pisces has reached a new thought process. I'm sorry if you hear my doggy woofing outside. He's working very hard for us tonight. Um, we've got the Queen of Swords. We have the Hanged Man. this this keeps looking like, I mean, and of course we have Pisces right here as well. I feel like Pisces is wanting to actually they're thinking more about this person. And in a minute we'll ask what is this person thinking of Pisces, but they are kind of, I'm not going to say spying on this character, but they are wanting to know more of the logical facts about this person. Are they a nice person? Are they somebody who, how did they become so wealthy? Did they do it through honorable tactics, or is this person somebody who crushes other people, or manipulates or subjugates, or any of those like negative things? I feel like Pisces is saying, look, just because I see somebody who appears to have their life together, that doesn't mean that they are someone that I really should, put my eggs in one basket and assume that maybe I could fall for and fall in love with. Let me first get to know the particulars of this person. So Pisces is not, they are neither cunning nor desperate. They are still in a very evaluatory, if that's a word. I don't know if that's a word. Should be a word. But they're in an evaluatory energy right now. They're evaluating things, not losing themselves. Sorry, my asthma is not quite gone, but it's settling down. I had a rough couple days. They're just taking their time to still see who this person is. We have a 10 of Wands. I do feel like Pisces is warming up to the potential of this person. Okay, let's turn our attention to this Emperor, because to me, this feels like Pisces has spotted someone that they might be interested in. What does the Emperor have to do with Pisces at this point? 7 of Swords, 4 of Coins. Hold on. Are they pretending to hold back when in fact they are putting themselves in Pisces' way on purpose? 5 of Coins, 9 of Swords. Oh, they're all kinds of distressed. I wonder if this is an Emperor who's not really used to, well, on one hand, they may be someone who's not used to having to persuade someone to notice them. They might be trying very hard not to come across as somebody who's like chasing. There is a bit of, they're not being truthful. They're holding back, but it's not really what they want to do, because they're actually feeling pretty out in the cold, pretty lonely. I feel like, did Pisces and this person already have some kind of interaction? And this individual would really like Pisces to kind of warm up to them, but they don't want to force it. And at the same time, they're the ones losing sleep over this. I'm only laughing not to be mean, but because it's kind of cute. Like, I think this Emperor is kind of like, doesn't Pisces like me? Like they're kind of like wondering about this. Hermit and the Death and Rebirth card. Yeah, it really feels like this character is I don't know, I'm wondering if this Emperor has been alone for a while, has walked alone for a while. Maybe, sometimes, as they say, the view from the top is windy as hell. It's like when you achieve a lot, there's also not a whole lot of people around you maybe that you can count on and have as close, confidants and such. And I feel like this person, there's a lonely element to this Emperor. By the way, they could be Aries, could be Virgo, doesn't have to be, could be Scorpio. But it kind of is like, I think they were thinking in meeting Pisces that there was some kind of kindred spirit, but then they don't want to push it or chase the Pisces too much. So they're kind of over here thinking, I don't know, maybe this isn't anything. We've got a 10 of coins. We got a page of swords. They're still paying close attention to the Pisces. It's like they have some memory of some really great date. I don't know if this person already has taken Pisces out or wants to take Pisces out, and there's been some, like it was a really luxurious opportunity or a really luxurious date or something like that, or they want to do that. This is the starting line. And the Page of Swords is kind of like, I almost think that they're trying to figure out what would the Pisces like, what would impress the Pisces, but they're kind of like trying to collect information just the same way Pisces is. This is two people a little nervous to take the plunge with each other. Let's take another look. I feel like I'm playing matchmaker. Let's take a look from the universe. Universe, what's universe got to say to these two characters? 10 of staves, which is 10 of wands in the reverse. It's time to lay down some big old burdens about past heartbreaks. 3 of swords, and with the ace of swords, not let past hurts and pains bog down or slow down, or worse, prevent this possible union from getting off the ground. Both of these characters are wearing their suits of armor, but I think they both have a lot of interest in each other, a lot of respect for each other. They see that there could be something beautiful here, but we have two people kind of nervous to move forward with this. And it says it's time to cut through that level of confusion, the level of, the fears and the things that can get in the way for both of them. Sorry, guys. They both need a chance to release some of the obstacle that they kind of sit in this energy. Let's get one card for each character. We got a card 29, the journey for Pisces. Do things in a different way. Take a new route. Believe your life is only part of one long journey. Be prepared for adventure. Yeah, I think that's a great message for this, because everything here is kind of like urging somebody to just get to know someone. Maybe it won't be everything it's cracked up to be, but on the other hand, maybe it will. It's like, it's neither have too many expectations nor too many boundaries and walls up, because really, whatever happens or doesn't happen with this emperor, it will be an interesting experience to perhaps get to know someone that Pisces hasn't spent time getting to know before, a different type of person. We learn from all the different experiences in our life. Okay. Oh, Aries. Oh, you did good, baby. That's okay. Leave the birds alone, though. That's not in your apologies. And we have a clock flying away. And with this colors and numbers card for the Emperor, it says, what feelings are you struggling to acknowledge? How do you see the world around you? What's not adding up in your life? Remember, this Emperor seems to want to come forward. They seem to be a little bit nervous. It's like nobody else on earth could make this Emperor nervous other than Pisces, right? They're all stressed out. They're wondering, will Pisces care about me? Will Pisces want to give me a shot? They're trying to pretend like they're not trying to pursue this when in fact they actually are. They kind of need to become more aware of perhaps the fact that just speaking up and saying how they really feel, that might be enough in this case. But if they're wondering if Pisces likes them or not, it seems like there's signs and signals all over the place. I just feel like both of these characters have been wounded before, and both of them have, a bit of a protective mechanism around their hearts. And that's totally understandable. But it's just kind of sweet, because this whole thing says, give each other a bit of a chance and see what happens for these fictional characters. Whether or not they'll do that, I don't know. But thank you guys so much for being here. And I apologize for the interruption with my little dog, who came to tell us how well he has been hurting the sky with all of its birds. He works very hard on land and air. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. If you do enjoy the channel, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.